I'm chewing gum. So I don't really want to throw it out. And there was something I want to talk about, so I'll have to listen to this video after I've filmed it, and just like make sure it's not like just kind of sounding too obnoxious with the gum and stuff when I'm talking, because sometimes I forget I have gum. I'm not actually a very polite gum chewer. I've noticed that sometimes I have to kind of like be reminded to like not just like snap my gum, you know. It's kind of that habit. Anyway, I was thinking about something. I thought about this a few times. One thing I was thinking about this morning was I was actually the past few days I've been thinking about it, like, all right, I feel like strangely in a situation where I feel like I have to it's kind of a funny situation. I mean, the idea of like gently letting Robert Pattinson know, again, I really don't want to go out with you. It's just not for me. Like, this stuff is just not for me, you know. And I don't, the screaming and the yelling, you know, is, I don't know, it's from frustration, it's from being upset, it's from everything that I'm going through all the time. I mean, I'm always going through something. Whether or not you're hearing me talk about it or whatever it is, it doesn't mean that it ever goes away from me, because it doesn't, you know. And then I have other things to deal with. But whether or not I'm talking about you or someone else or whatever it is, I'm always dealing with just an unbelievably horrible amount of pain, you know, that it's been inflicted on me deliberately and continues to be inflicted on me deliberately by all sorts of people, you know, you included and people like you included. So really, I mean, it's just, I really had a lot of reservations about dating a celebrity in the first place, and I would have those. I would still have those, even if I hadn't been so miserably mistreated by so many of them, right? I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot to just bring that kind of attention to yourself of millions of people, and it's just the screaming and the yelling. I may do it again at some point, you know. It's really horrifying to me how I go through so much day after day after day, and it's just like there's just such total apathy about it, like indifference to it, that you just don't care what you're putting me through, what you're contributing to. I don't know why you're doing it, any of you, you know. But even if you weren't, I would really not really feel good about like just bringing that kind of, just having that kind of lifestyle, you know. It's just not me. It's just not right for me. And then, of course, with all the horrible things that have happened, and all the cruelty, and all the crime promotion, and the actual crimes that have been committed against me, every reason just to be like, this really, really doesn't work for me. In addition to all the other stuff that doesn't work for me, you know. I mean, so that's kind of the first thing I was thinking. I'm like, well, how do I, and why do I? It's just kind of a strange situation. It's like to let someone down gently who has treated you so badly, you know, who maybe still has some kind of feelings for you, but it's like, I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm just telling you, this is not for me. It's not what I want. So there's that. I guess. So the other part of what I was thinking was like, just some general annoyance. I think sometimes when I'm treated by people who get introduced to the situation, 4 or 5 and 6 years later after it first began, treating me like I'm just this, like, whatever it is that you've heard, you know, about me, and you treated me like I'm just someone who's always trying to like break in to other people's lives. It's my life that's been broken into, you know. Don't forget about that part of it. And then also, these people that I talk about, obviously don't talk directly to, but talk about, look, I know them. I don't like really know them in the sense of having spent time with them in person or talked on the phone or that kind of thing. But it's not like I'm just this total stranger to them, or they're a total stranger to me, or I have no like actual acquaintance with them. I know them, you know. I'm not just like someone to be like brushed off, to be like, oh, you're just always around, you're always like trying to be with celebrities. No, I'm not. You know, it wasn't like that. It didn't start that way. It hasn't continued to be that way. You know, I mean, yeah, it can be. Like, various people had various feelings. Like, all sorts of things have happened in the past 6 years. These are people with whom there is something that preceded you, you know, that was like was there before you were there. Most of it bad, actually. I kind of hoped it wouldn't be, but I was never trying to steal anybody's boyfriend. That's a misconception, you know. Some of it's been kind of hard to understand, because the entire entertainment industry is just kind of a world where there's a lot of amorphous behavior. You know, people are constantly switching relationships, they're constantly flirting with other people. It's been kind of difficult to figure it out. And then with all the stuff that's happened to me, you know, they really, really have treated me miserably. And they don't seem to think that, but it's really true. So anyway, I'm not trying to threaten anybody's relationship, but treating me like I'm just this like nobody who's always trying to, you know, put one over on people, that's not true. That's not true, you know? I'm not trying to like make you feel bad. I'm just telling you, I'm not just like some like nobody out of nowhere who's always trying to get something out of these people. And as far as the people someone who's been exploited, I'm the one who's been exploited. Really, I have.